Hey everyone, it's Ashley Camber with Experiments in Imperfection, where I invite you into my life space. Here are some of my deck refresh DIY projects you may want to try. Some of the DIYs worked well and others were entertaining at the least. Several of these DIYs include cans of paint I picked up last year or in years prior. So it felt great to finally cross these self-imposed to-dos off my list. Know the feeling? Perhaps these aluminum pillar candle sleeves are the first ever Pinterest project I made. Back in 2011, I carefully selected these aluminum sheets and cut them to size, then formed them around a Quaker Oats container and some cans. You'll find these showcased on my blog with my geometric canvas art. Fun fact, Shutterfly featured my art piece on their blog too. There's something so satisfying about watching a can of spray paint transform a piece that has seen better days. Tell us about a spray paint project you've completed in the comments. Describe the impact the transformed piece had on the space. Did it breathe new life into the space? Did it introduce a new color to your color scheme? Did the sheen change and make it seem anew? In my pre-kids days, I began exploring my love of succulents and my ability to care for them. I learned different types have different needs. I liken this to my days with kids now. What did you think of this table that we put up here?
I like the table.
Do you like it now that it's painted?
Yes, I like it.
It's a bright color. I like it a lot. Sometimes one needs more time in the sun. Sometimes another wants to soak a little longer in water.
How did you get it down and then spray paint a different color?
Well, I just carried it down there and then I primed it and I painted it and I brought it back up. Once in a while, you just need to add a little dirt on top of one to help them live a little. You get the idea. Anyway, as my kids grow like weeds that you can't stop and the cases of Rona spread like wildflowers all around us, my tots and I have taken a deeper interest in plants. I've become a bigger succulent enthusiast and perhaps a tropical plant hobbyist. We've fostered our interest on our deck, porch, patio, and yard ever since March. Okay. Primed and painted, this succulent planter is ready to go. Now back to the other projects. I gave them a quick coat and then a touch-up coat of spray paint to change them up for candlelit nights on the deck this fall. I do not prefer to light candles indoors now that I've learned more about their off-put, but these cylinders and the shadows they cast will add to the ambiance on cool nights. As for this trio of vases and this custom carved gourd, my stepmom had given me these and she gave me permission to change them whenever I please. Following in her footsteps, I was happy to do so with a coat of spray paint. Since I chose to paint all of these in the same color, I have included it here. However, you'll see this hand-carved gourd birdhouse again in my outdoor oasis video. But for now, we are going to just coat everything the same color and move along. Okay, this was a fun experiment. So I picked up this piece on clearance at the at-home store, I believe, and I thought it had potential, but I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. I knew I wanted to add it to my mantle, though, to have it with this other piece that I've had for quite a while. I've had this wooden medallion since about 2006 when Target had a section called the Global Bazaar. I don't know if anyone recalls this, but I was obsessed with it. I believe it came back year after year for 2 or 3 years anyway, and they just had the most interesting pieces from all around the world. Most of the pieces that decorated my first apartment bedroom were made in India because of this Global Bazaar. And while I have parted with the other pieces over time, this piece still tickles my fancy. So I wanted to include it since I have been displaying it on my outdoor fireplace mantle anyway. I thought it would be great if it had a little companion. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, so you'll see that I used a two-tone effect with paints. And then you'll see I went ahead and added the front of a placemat to it because I was envisioning this as my little retreat to have a morning coffee and journal and meditate, read my Bible, that sort of thing. So that's why I sort of changed direction part of the way through this project, but I could of course flip the sign over at any time and use the other side. And from the other 3 angles, of course, you can see the two-tone effect. I think it's still nice. This was a fun DIY because I have been very curious about cutting up a placemat and using it in some way. So it gave me an opportunity to scratch that itch. Then I will go back in with the box cutter. And also, I felt like the coffee color goes well with the wooden medallion. They both have a very similar base, so it just seemed like a match made in a coffee shop. Just add coffee. Look at that beautiful sun glare. At this point, I made sure that the back was clean by using rubbing alcohol, and then when that evaporated, I went ahead and applied a copious amount of Gorilla Glue. My boys were fascinated by the name, and so you'll see several references to Gorilla Glue at the end if you stick around for the outtakes. I think you might find it humorous. Hashtag Gorilla Glue and Bird Poop. These trays were just what I needed to create a nice foundation for the pieces to lay flat on. But you notice those little corner ridges, that actually worked really well, that it had those 90-degree feet on the bottom because then I could press up against them when I was gluing the pieces down. But look at that fading after 2 or 3 days in the sun. Oh well, maybe the color is less important considering it's going to be up on the mantle. Nothing fancy, but when it's up above my eye level, it is looking good. And there you have it. This might be my new favorite. Okay, had to share this one. I'm obsessed with these cold brew coffees, and you combine them with protein shakes, whether it is the chocolate, kind of perfect, caramel, cookies and cream flavored, whatever you like. It is lovely. There's your ASMR for today. Now guys, this is a project I was super excited to share with you. This is a long time coming, but I made these DIY curtain panels years ago. I prepared these, and we finally were getting them hung up. You'll see the finished product in the next video. But here's a little sneak peek. Stick around. Coming up, more delicious drinks and the deck makeover reveal. Many of these projects were a long time coming, items that I previously procured and finally got to execute. These DIY curtain panels were everything to me. I was so thrilled. Also upcoming, Master Bath Plant Tour. I got super into plants during COVID. So naturally we have propagating and planting. Just don't water propagate outside, okay? Advanced tip. It was an experiment gone wrong. And we'll end the season with our outdoor oasis. Thank you. Gotta move out of the way. All right, here are those outtakes I promised.
No feeling smoothie too. And then if you touch it once, did you actually say smoothie?
Also, that's bird poop that you're rubbing your hands on.
Bird poop.
That's bird poop.
If Gorilla Glue goes on bird poop, what would it turn the bird poop into? It really smells like bird poop and gorillas.
And gorillas? You guys are funny.
Hey Mom.
Yeah?
How come sometimes I feel like you're lying, but it's funny when you just say like, ah?
Because I want kids to feel
like,
I want kids to feel happy when they tell jokes.
That's exactly what I'm feeling. Oh, more bird poop over here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Somebody
more ring poop. It really was good cutie bear.
I'm done laughing at bird poop jokes.
Is this funny? Cutie bear jokes. He calls me cutie bear.
If you like it, subscribe and stay tuned. No, seriously. Thanks for watching. XO, Ashley Camber.